My name is Lauren Davina, and this is a story time about, well, maybe you. Recently, I've been approached by quite a few colleagues and friends about work. Now, this isn't unusual, but lately the conversations have been a little different. People aren't just asking where the work is or who's doing it or what I'm doing. What I'm really hearing underneath this question is, if the work disappears, what happens to me? If I don't have work and I can't support myself financially and everything falls apart, what do I do to prevent that? What if the floor goes out? What if I become this lost person with no purpose? And I genuinely believe that these thoughts are really common right now. I really believe that sensitive people tuned into the cultural zeitgeist, are hunting for something else. I think a lot of people are facing a crisis of meaning, or at least the beginning of one. Work gives us purpose. Whether you're building software, running a team, designing something, practicing law, that sense of belonging to a shared effort becomes part of who you are. So when people approach me, I hear two things. I'm nervous about what is happening in the world right now and how that affects my financial future. And also, my sense of meaning, the thing that gives me purpose, feels like it's drifting somewhere else. The problem is the entire purpose of AI is to reduce tasks. The same tasks that once brought people together. Take a film set. Maybe AI can schedule parts of the process better. Fine. But a person adds belonging to the group, and the group is held up together by individuals contributing to a shared purpose. Right in front of our eyes, AI is disrupting group behavior and replacing people one by one. I was sitting in a board meeting recently. We were trying to solve a branding problem, and something during that conversation just felt really off. I couldn't quite figure out why. I just really didn't have a whole lot to say, which is unusual. But later that night, of course, while I was wrestling to go to sleep, it hit me. What I'm seeing everywhere is that people are wrestling with a crisis of meaning because their purpose is being eroded by machines faster than they can process the change. Work that used to give people identity is suddenly being questioned. Take design. It used to be necessary to hire professional designers as part of any branding pipeline. Now, the tools can generate endless design outputs instantly. And the remaining work for humans feels almost strangely futile. Like, what's the purpose? This thing can do it faster than me. And on top of this identity crisis, people are starting to feel real economic pressure. The same mechanisms that once let people respond to uncertainty with creativity and hope, they now feel like they might be disappearing. Working harder and faster is just not the answer. The machines are already much faster. And this is especially painful because a lot of the best work humans do happens in groups. When I worked at PsyOp and commercials, we had these intense group critiques. Everyone came to the table, from the design team to the executive producing team to the intern. And naturally, everyone had an opinion of what could be done better. And those different perspectives often combined into new ideas that no single person could have thought of alone. That collaborative hive mind produced some of the most innovative work in the world. Now, try to replicate that same group conversation with AI. It can't. It flattens it. AI just doesn't have the lived experiences that people do. It hasn't had the crushing lows and exhilarating highs. And the world we're moving to with AI is one where the genie is already out of the bottle. It doesn't go back in. If you're not in the creative industry, you might have not felt how profound this shift feels. But maybe you have in other ways I'm not considering. But we're really watching an identity crisis unfold in real time. AI is incredibly seductive. The process of prompting and getting results immediately is intoxicating. Things that could only exist in your imagination now appear instantly. And for many people, this is the first time they've had a creative outlet. And honestly, I love that. If someone can express themselves using tools and unlock something inside of them, I'm all for that. But it also asks a question. What happens when some people gain creative expression while others lose their sense of purpose? Because underneath all of this, the layoffs, the automation, the economic fear, something else is happening. People's dreams. The dream that they would master something. The dream career they would build. The dream that they would become financially secure and build a big life. I've also been wrestling with my own dreams in this age of AI because I'm realizing not all dreams come true. Mine included. As a kid, I used to build things constantly. Puppets, miniatures, figures made from clay, oil paintings. It was an obsession that led me here today. Later, when everything went digital, I learned Photoshop and digital painting. Being digital made it possible to tell stories with characters and worlds at a scale that I could never have done with just the physical world. And when I first learned Midjourney, even when it was still super primitive, I knew that edge, that passion and obsession of mastering a craft, that edge was gone. Without a whole lot of time or training, now everybody could use the tools to tell stories. And even though I felt like someone almost hit the reset button on my life, did it really upset me? Not really, because suddenly I could create images faster too. But I'd be lying if I said the dream to become a master graphic novelist, artist turned director didn't take a hit. All those years of mastering my craft suddenly started to mean something different. Now, I'd be competing in this new algorithmic arena with people who had never painted before, but who could also now create compelling images. The thing is, this kind of disruption is not new. Technology has always reshaped human work. When machines change agriculture, a lot of people just stopped farming. And when computers arrived, entirely new professions emerged. Humanity adapts. We invent new roles, new identities, and new dreams. Even in the last 30 years, we've created entire industries around software and digital media. And now, those jobs are shifting again. And this just means we might have to face something very uncomfortable. Some dreams won't survive the transition. But that doesn't mean dreaming stops. It means we have to dream differently. Instead of asking how we preserve every old job, we just might need to imagine entirely new ones. Roles we can barely picture yet. Things like space infrastructure engineers or virtual reality curators. Maybe you're not an arborist, maybe you're an arborist in virtual reality. I don't know, just spitballing here. This is just to say that new forms of work will emerge from technologies we don't fully understand yet. Humanity has always done this. When the world changes, we just create new meaning. And you know what? The companies building these AI systems, they need to understand something. They're not just releasing tools. They're reshaping the entire structure of human work. If they replace millions of jobs, they also need to help imagine the next generation of purpose. Because without people having meaning, belonging, and economic stability, who exactly will be using these tools? Elon Musk and Dario Amodei are right now busy trying to compete to see who has the most genuine AI model. Sam Altman is basically busy raising capital to build the world's biggest AI infrastructure highway system. My question for all of them, especially Sam, a highway to where and for whom? Now, as a mother, this question feels very real to me. I constantly ask myself, how do I prepare my son for a future that looks nothing like the world I grew up in? And the only answer I keep coming up with is this. I need to teach him resilience and, most importantly, imagination. Because imagination is how humans rebuilt the world when the old one stopped working. This is a new channel. I want to keep exploring the future here, honestly, critically, and creatively. If anything in this video resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing. And if you have any thoughts about how we should dream differently in the future, I genuinely would love to hear them. Let's talk about it in the comments. I'll be there. Bye for now.